Hello, rats. So let's do your love Tarotscopes. So here I drew the getting to know each other card. As you reveal your innermost selves, your bond deepens. With the King of Cups, the Knight of Swords, the Moon covered by the Devil. So it seems like you could be getting to know somebody in March 2020, rats. And this is possibly an Earth sign, Capricorn. Earth sign. It's possibly a Capricorn, or it could even be a Cancer and a water sign. And the thing is, with the King of Cups, it does tend to be ruled by Cancer, and that in tandem with the Moon. So, but it could also be an air sign as well, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius there. The thing is with this, I think a huge part of the Devil being there, and don't forget, it's covering the Moon. So the Devil is what's hidden from the surface when you're actually getting to know this person. So it's a good indication to sort of say this person's definitely got a past. They may have bad habits, bad tendencies to rush into things, with the Knight of Swords being there. So this could be a very sort of rushed kind of thing between you and somebody during March. What I will say is this person tends to feel, whoever you're dealing with, they tend to feel extremely deeply, and I mean really deep, to the point where you may feel a bit pressured. So just bear this in mind. If personally speaking, looking at this spread, if you could convince this person to go at your own pace and not rush anything, I actually see this working out really well. Don't get me wrong, this could be on the flip side, especially if you're a cross watcher. You know, this could be you that's hiding the fact from whoever it is that you're getting to know that you know, you do have a tendency to rush, and that you may be adding a bit of pressure on. If that's the case, feelings are going to begin to intensify between you and this person, and there really is no need to rush anything. Okay, continue. You know, at the end of the day, a bond can't deepen without knowing each other's innermost selves, let's say. So, you know, again, it's a great card to get, you know, get to know someone before you actually decide if they're the one, because they may have skeletons in the closet and so may you. But otherwise, I think if this can go slow, it actually does have potential. I'm just going to say it. I see it having potential, okay? Hello, Oxers. Right then, so you love Tarotscope for March 2020 for you guys. Seems like some of you have got someone returning from the past, a bit of a blast from the past with the look of this. And I think that this, one of the reasons probably why it ended is because you might not have known where you stood with this person. But I've kind of see somebody coming back around to let you know that feelings haven't gone away. Let's just put it like that. I kind of feel like this person's definitely sort of spent some time with you on their mind. And I do feel like with the Sun, I mean, yes, it's about clarity, but I also see it as revelation, especially in tandem with the Queen of Swords. This is that honesty coming out, you know, and it's like, look, this is the way I feel. I want to know how you feel. Just be aware, though, with the Queen of Swords that, you know, when there's a negotiation taking place, or in this case, an admittance of feelings, um, given the wrong answer, this queen might overreact, you know, and it's, let's not pay attention to gender. This could be either way. I think if you've got somebody from your past coming to you telling you that they still have feelings for you, be careful what your answer is, because if you don't have feelings for this person and that you don't want them around you anymore, things may get a little bit verbally abusive. So I think a bit of tact is definitely necessary. You know, if you have to let someone down, let them down gently. But to be fair, especially if this is the shoes on the other foot, if this is you that still has feelings for someone and you want to reach out and let them know, I think I see some oxes doing it regardless, if I'm perfectly honest. But yeah, like I say, this person, don't get me wrong, I'm seeing this in a very positive way, but just in case this person does reject this, try not to overreact to that, you know, just sort of let sleeping dogs lie in that case. I do see a lot of strong feelings. Some of you are dealing with a Leo. some of you Oxes are dealing with a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, or an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But yeah, I actually see sort of a conversation taking place throughout March 2020 for the Oxes regarding, and I suppose, you know, Mercury sort of retrograde at this point is sort of, you know, just sort of passing out really. But so, you know, you have to expect blasts from the past around that time, to be fair. But yeah, I do see a conversation taking place. Someone's got feelings for someone and they're wanting to reconcile, okay? Right, Tigers, let's do your Love Tarotscope for March 2020. So we've got the True Love card with the Queen of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. If I don't know any better, I'd say some of you have been dealing with someone highly inconsistent who may have had other options. And I think you've been struggling to decipher what's real and what's fake. Regarding this person, the thing is, I actually see them making a more solid move towards you. So if there has been levels of inconsistency, I don't think there's been any deception of any kind. I mean, you may have assumed that they've had other options. Maybe they have. Maybe they've kept their options open. But I actually see them making a move towards you. The thing is, I see the Tigers as the Queen of Cups in this sort of sense that, you know, you're there, you've got your cup of love, you know exactly the type of person it's going to, and you're going to accept nothing less than perfect, and you're not really handling the inconsistency from this person that you're dealing with very well. So I think by the time they actually make a move, you may withdraw a little bit. But we have the True Love card, and it does say it's a romance. This is the romance of a lifetime. So it's got the possibility of being the romance of a lifetime. So I think until there is that agreement of exclusivity, somebody else keeping their options open, don't get me wrong, it's morally wrong, I suppose, but you know, if they decide that they actually want to make a move towards you, they actually want to maybe solidify something, despite inconsistency prior, I actually don't see this as a bad thing, and I think, you know, maybe it is worth the chance. Maybe it's worth the chance. So yeah, you could have somebody who's up until now been quite inconsistent, actually sort of making their mind up. You could be dealing with fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. You could be dealing with a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Tigers. Hey rabbits, right, let's do your Love Tarotscope for March 2020. So we've got the Trust card, the Eight of Wands, Temperance, the Magician, and the Knight of Pentacles. So I think this is a conversation taking place about something that has been going slow. And maybe it's because the thing is with Temperance and love spreads, I always see it as mutual feelings with someone. And I think that you mutually feel that it's time to take things to the next level, possibly with the Magician. You know, don't forget, it's about having the right tools in order to manifest things. And I think that now's the time to manifest something. And I think the Trust card is basically saying, you know, trust in the process of things moving slow, because it gives each other time to get to know each other. And I think the thing is with the Eight of Wands, I think one person's wanting to go faster than the other. And I don't think that this is worth anything being sped up. You know, I think it's gone at the right pace. Some of you may be just losing faith with someone that's been going way too slow. Like I say, probably best to remove the pressure at this point. Seems like there's going to be, I want to say, a conversation, you know, very backwards and forwards, throwing about ideas about moving things to the next level, etc., etc. Some of you could be dealing with Sagittarius or an Aries. Some could be dealing with earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Hey dragons, right, love Tarotscope for March 2020 for the dragons. Listen, I think some of you guys have got a blast from the, well, obviously a blast from the past coming around during this time, but not really. I'm not entirely sure that it's as noble as it may look in that Page of Pentacles. The thing is, this is something that ended with somebody very quickly, very abruptly. And the thing is with the Tower, like I always say, in love terms, it's a relationship or a bond that's built on a false foundation. So someone's not been honest, and that's why whatever you had with this person fell apart. And the best, you know, and I'm not entirely convinced that it actually did fall apart completely. So this could indicate something that's a bit on and off. I think this person's coming back to offer yet again another gesture, but it's a small gesture, it's a fragile gesture. And I think with the Nine of Cups, like, I mean, normally I see it as, you know, on the right track sort of to emotional fulfillment. You know, you've got to feel good about yourself for anybody else to feel good about you. But I think in this case, the energy doesn't sit right with that. And I'm wondering if this is a bit more smug energy, like somebody knows that they can dangle a carrot in front of you, you know what I mean? And it's a little bit concerning in that way. I think you need to recognise the fragility for exactly what it is. And especially if this is something that's been on and off for quite some time, it's probably not worth allowing this to continue. If somebody keeps bouncing back around and taking the piss a little bit. Like I say, it just looks fragile to me, and it looks like somebody just needs to let that tower crumble once and for all, okay? All right then, my wonderful stakes. Let's do Love Tarotscope for March 2020. Listen, I know I'm pulling bleeding, I want to say rabbits out of hats here, but it's technically snakes out of hats. I'm pulling some out of thin air here. Well, not thin air. I'm looking at that Ten of Pentacles, and I know I haven't got any sort of solid career cards here, but I'm starting to wonder if some of you have been seeing someone or some sort of a tryst or an affair with somebody at work, somebody that you work with, or even a client. I've got the unrequited love card, the Queen of Swords, the Lovers, so I'm certain some of you may be dealing with Geminis. I've got the World, some of you could be dealing Aries, and I've also got the Ten of Pentacles, and I'm starting to wonder, you know, is this you having to let somebody down at work because you can't continue this because it may jeopardise your job? For some of you, you're going for promotions and you don't want it to impact you know, your chances of a promotion. For others of you, you're sort of walking away from something here. I think that you're negotiating with someone over the fact that, you know, there may be barriers in the way, and you've got to end it because of those barriers. Same with the Lovers. Whenever I see it, you know, in the Ride Away, you've got the guardian angel, then there's the two people, and there's usually a mountain between them. And I always see the Lovers as a little bit of a barrier. It's like a union that would otherwise work, but there are major barriers in the way. You know, one of these barriers could be a work sort of workplace affair. For others, it could be distance, you know, maybe because of work, you know, you can't be together in that respect, whatever this is. I just feel like there's a work connection to this all over the place. But like I say, there's this barrier in the way, and I think that the Queen is representing that honest communication, that sort of, you know, maybe it's a negotiation as well. So maybe you're agreeing to be friends or colleagues with this person and not take it any further again. Whichever way this goes, the world is there, and that is the end of this. That is it. I mean, it does say on the unrequited love card there that there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep it going. Maybe it's less that and more practicality. Practicality won't allow it. Priorities won't allow it. You know, and I just feel like someone's putting duty before their heart here. Okay, throughout March 2020, and I think Spirit's basically saying, yeah, it's probably for the best. Hey horses, right, you love Tarotscope for March 2020. So we've got the Soulmate card, Heart-to-Heart Conversations, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles. If I didn't know any better, I'd say especially if some of you are dealing with an earth sign or a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I'm sort of seeing a conversation with this feels very mild, like dating or seeing each other, and a conversation taking place about taking things to the next level, about upping the ante and actually going for full on commitment with someone. And there's a clear soulmate connection involved in this, because we've not only got the soulmate card, but we've also got the Six Cups. Some of you, this may be, you know, like a childhood sweetheart for some of you that's been on and off. Maybe there's been issues going on. I just see, so whoever you're dealing with stepping up to the plate and like, you know what, I want to give you what you deserve. So let's talk about this. What do, you know, what's the next step for us? You know, and I kind of feel like full on commitment is the next step. If you're already in a relationship with this person, I think, you know, soulmate cards clarifying that you were your soulmate, and I think that the Ten of Pentacles may be good news of a promotion, more income. If you've been waiting to get something fixed, especially when it comes to internet and communications, yes, see that occurring as well throughout March. And also, I think, you know, especially for those that are in a relationship but it's not quite gone anywhere for quite some time, some of you could even be getting proposed to. I'm seeing that too. I'm seeing a lot of good things for the horses for March 2020. If you're completely single, you may meet someone who is your soulmate and actually who does want to give you everything that you deserve. So keep your eyes peeled, okay? And I kind of feel like with the Eight of Wands, this may be an instant attraction because they are considered Cupid's arrows. Hello, goats, or some call it the sheep, some say it's the goat. I'm just going to run with goat. Anywho, you guys, right, so we've got the reconciliation card, the Four of Swords, the Eight of Wands, the Six of Cups, and Temperance. So, looking at this, I'd say that there's definitely a reconciliation with someone from your past, and that would run in tandem with the Six of Cups. Some of you, it could be a childhood sweetheart, some of you, it could be someone who you felt on a soul level, but the thing is, the Four of Swords, look at the card, there's one laid to rest and there's three still sort of aimed right at this guy's heart that's laying down. And I do see that as the Three of Swords in the tarot. You know, it's pain, it's heartbreak. So this is definitely someone who you've been trying to get over and it's been very difficult, who has hurt you in some way. And I think by the time they come back around, I think that they it's a very quick kind of swift incoming messages, you know. Don't forget the Eight of Wands can also be Cupid's arrows as well. I think with the Temperance card, this is somebody who mutually still feels something for you as much as you feel for them. I think you've tried to get over them, but I think that the feelings are still there. You know, you may dislike them for what they did, but I have to say it. I think that love might still be there, and I think someone else, I think this person wants to let you know it's the same for them, and you may even receive, because we've got the Eight of Wands as well, I'm sort of maybe sort of feeling a bit of an apology coming through there as well for some of you. I mean, you know, we're in sort of around the time of Mercury retrograde, you know, especially while I'm putting this video out, it's coming, so no, I think we're actually already in it. Actually, I'm recording this on the 18th. So yeah, a lot of people are expecting these reconciliations and blasts from the past, and it's a little bit full on, if I'm perfectly honest, with the readings. But it is what it is. A lot of people are hearing from their exes during this time, and I guess the goats are no different. Some of you Hello monkeys, here's your love Tarotscope for March 2020. So you got the attraction card, the Three of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, Strength and the Hermit. So I've got two separate messages here. For some monkeys, you're going to find that you've got a friend who admits that they're attracted to you. I don't because we have the Page of Pentacles, it tends to be a small gesture, so I don't really feel like they're actually offering you anything solid. I think that they're just letting you know there's an attraction there. And I feel it's taken them a lot of strength to be able to tell you this. And it may sort of put you in a position of thinking long and hard about what this really means for you. For others of you, I think that some of you guys are gearing yourself up to let a friend know that you're attracted to them. It could be a friend through work, or it just be a friend or a friend of a friend, whatever. And I think you're just sort of working and building your strength up to it. On the flip side, I think the Hermit is still for you. I felt that energy from the minute I held these cards and laid them out. I think the Hermit is just asking you to maybe think long and hard before you actually do this. Think of the pros and the cons. Is this friendship sort of worth putting at risk? Because whenever we sort of delve into the realm of taking friendships further, don't get me wrong, I always say the best relationships start off as friendships. I'm just concerned that timing may not be perfect with this, and maybe it's worth mulling things over a bit more if this person is really the right person for you. It's highly likely going to be a mutual attraction, but as to whether or not the other person is going to do anything about it is a different question. So, like I say, two separate messages really for the monkeys there for March. This is something you may be going through for March 2020. Some of you dealing with a Leo. Some of you dealing with an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Some of you dealing with Virgo with the Hermit, okay? Hey Roosters, right, you love Tarotscope for March 2020. So we've got the It Is Safe For You to Love card, the Lovers, the Knight of Pentacles, the Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. So I think that you may be dealing with someone here who's been acting a little bit aloof. I think that it's been going slow and you are moving slowly towards commitment. But with the Lovers, I always say there must be a barrier in the way, of some kind, because when we look at the image of the actual card on the Rider-Waite, especially, which is where I get a lot of my interpretation from. There's the guided angel with the two people on the card. There's also a mountain between them, and that's why I sometimes see that card as a bit of a barrier between two people that otherwise should be together. And I think you should be together with someone, and I think it should be moving towards commitment, and I think it has been, but because somebody has been a bit aloof, the reason why, so you guys are getting a bit of a revelation here, if something's been moving slow towards commitment, but it's not quite there, the reason why is because they feel like something's missing. And that's what this barrier really is between you both. And I think that it could be a number of things that's missing. Maybe there's distance in the way. When you think of barriers, maybe somebody's, still a bit caught up with their ex or someone else, and, they're trying to move on, but we may have a bit of a rebound situation going on for some of you. Like I say, whatever this is, I still feel like it is moving towards commitment. I just feel like whoever you're dealing with just needs a bit more time and maybe even a bit more space. So it's probably worth not applying the pressure at this point and maybe applying the brakes a little bit. I do feel like this person definitely does want commitment, but they're just a bit concerned about a few things that they need to sort out themselves in their own mind and with their own emotions. There's just something emotionally that's missing for them, and I wouldn't take that too personally. Maybe this is you, Roosters. Maybe you're the one that's dealing with someone that you do want to commit to, but there's just a few issues there that you want to sort of sift through before you absolutely, make this exclusive with this person. So, but I do think that maybe an honest conversation is needed, and it does say on the card, open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. I think in order for somebody to open their heart here, they need to deal with whatever it is that they feel is missing from this. Is it something that they need to be adding, or that they need to be asking from you to add to this? Okay. This one's for the dogs. Right then, Love Tarotscope for March 2020. Right, we've got the Express Your Love card, the Magician, the Knight of Pentacles, the Lovers, and the Five of Wands. This one's a little bit concerning. Even though on the surface it looks positive, I cannot sort of, and don't get me wrong, I do feel like for the most part it is positive. I just feel like some of you are dealing with someone and it's been going relatively slow. You could be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or an Aries or a Gemini. I feel like it's been going relatively slow, but I think you're wanting to manifest something here before it's actually ready, and that may cause conflict and arguments, which is, I don't know, it tells me you could be dealing with someone who's a bit temperamental. You know, like you want to tell them that you love them, but, you know, maybe they're the type of person to spit the dummy out, you know, about that if they're not ready. Maybe they're a bit of a control freak. The thing is, like I've always said with the lovers, there must be some sort of a barrier in the way that's creating this kind of conflict. And I do feel like it's a conflict of interest as well. So, you know, one person's wanting to take it slow, the other's wanting to say the I love yous already, wanting to make that big romantic gesture. And I just don't feel like it's the right time for the other person. I mean, don't get me wrong, if this continues going slow, then fair enough. I'd think it has potential, but I think you wanted to manifest, you wanted to run before you can walk, really, for some of you. And I just don't feel like it's a good idea at this moment in time. I think that it's absolutely worth just sort of allowing this to continue going slow and steady. You know, I say slow and steady wins the race, you guys. But on the other hand, I just wanna give a bit of a pep talk to the dogs that are dealing with somebody who is temperamental in that way. You know, if you've got somebody that you're dealing with and it's absolutely got to be their way of the highway and there is a bit of controlling behaviour going on and that is the barrier between you two, then guess what? That is their barrier, not yours. Do not take on their issues as your own. For some of you, it's, you know, probably worth making slow progress the hell out of there, if I'm perfectly honest. Rather than, you know, and I also want to say as well, for some of you, you could be wanting to tell someone you love them because you fear competition from other people. Don't forget the Five of Wands can also be competition. So if you fear that the person that you're dealing with has been entertaining multiple people and you feel that you know, if you tell them that you love them, that's what's going to solidify this, then you're living in cloud cuckoo land. I'm just going to say it, all right? Just let's start thinking more logically. Let's manifest logic over emotion at this point, okay? Hello to the pigs. Love Tarotscope for March 2020. So, I see that some of you guys have been dealing with a water sign, a prominent water sign. I've got 4 cups here. I'm the 4 of cups. I think something was offered in the past. I think there was confidence to offer something in the past. And it wasn't rejected, but it wasn't taken either. I kind of feel like someone just sat on it, maybe sat on the fence with it and didn't really know what to do with it. But I see a re-offering and an acceptance taking place at a later date. So whether this is something that's not really sort of accepted during March, it's possible, given a bit more time, it'll be accepted at a later date. If it's already been accepted, sorry, if it's already been rejected in some way, then you may find during March that it's finally accepted. And I do see the Ace of Cups as that initial feeling of falling in love with someone. And this person for you is larger than life. They're not the Knight of Cups, the Knight in shining armour. They're larger than life by the time that they come back around. And we have the soulmate card, so it's confirmation that you could be dealing with soulmate, especially if you know if you're of the Chinese zodiac, the pig, and you're dealing with a water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Then yeah, I think that it's sort of to say, look, yeah, this is your soulmate. They just probably need a bit more time to think about what they're going to do about this, really, because maybe they've not been in a position before to do anything about it. Maybe they are now. So it's almost like a change of heart going on that I'm sort of seeing for the pigs. It's worth hanging on. I think looking at that, I'd say it's pretty worth hanging on. Somebody's regaining their confidence in the relationship, in you, and actually now wanting to do something about it. Now on the flip side, this could totally be the other way around, where somebody's offered something to you and you've not really known what to do with it. They may try again and you may feel differently. It seems like whoever it is that you're dealing with, they've been working really, really hard on themselves, especially emotionally and in terms of confidence. Maybe one of the issues was that somebody you're dealing with just didn't ooze confidence, and it just didn't seem appealing to you. Things change and people change. Just bear that in mind. Thanks for viewing, everyone. Please do give this video a thumbs up. The more likes the video gets, the more YouTube recommends it to other viewers, and I would really appreciate it if you did that. This is free at the point of service on YouTube, so all it takes for you to click that like button, and it really helps me out. And also don't forget to subscribe, especially if you like the content, and click the notification bell to get notifications for when I go live for either the Sunday Super Chat sessions or for the Monday Fun Day sessions. Thank you.